Alright lads, so today we are jumping back into Guild Quest, this time around with access to the ranged Stern Rater Guild Quest, where of course we get to try out the new Byakuya who just recently returned yesterday. Did you summon on the banner? Did you get him? Let me know. But we are going to try out two different leads today, one using Byakuya where the main goal is to try and clear the quest as fast as possible, because it is Byakuya after all. And in the second team, we are going to use Toshiro to see if we can clear, but the main goal is just to clear extra wave 1 and 2. That, as always, should be everyone's goal right now, because that is where you get all the orb rewards. Clearing extra wave 3 and 4 at this point is basically just a bonus, where you get a few extra essence scrolls or quintessence scrolls. So when it comes to the characters that you can currently use for this quest, like I mentioned, it is going to be Toshiro and also Byakuya. Maybe we will try Rukia, because we were somewhat able to use 10th anniversary Ichigo during the melee week. Maybe we'll try the same thing for Rukia, where at that point, we're really going to be relying on our normal attack damage characters to deal damage. Rukia would pretty much just be there to inflict freeze. And when it comes to normal attack damage characters, your main ones are going to be Nanana and also Candice. They work well together. Candice is the team booster, and then Nanana is going to be your normal attack damage, where fortunately, he actually does have attribute advantage. So he's going to be really good for this guild quest phase. There's also Arskin too, but his damage output is not nearly as high as, Candice and also Nanana when it comes to guild quest content. With that said though, I'm not using Nanana in my personal team, mostly because Byakuya just does so much damage in the first place. We're more so focused on boosting his damage output, so the way we are going to do that, for example, is by using Candice, who can boost our team stats. In a way, Candice is replaceable with any team booster, especially if you have Misaki or Neliel. You'll see here that most people are using Misaki because, again, she's the team booster, and she also does provide an extra 20% damage boost. And then for our third character, we are going to use Academy Shuhei. His build literally does not matter. He's giving us the 20 SAD. He's giving us an additional 20 SAD because it does stack with Mugetsu as a soul trait, and then we are getting the 40% damage. So personally, how I'm building Byakuya, I'm going with these 3 particular accessories. These 3 particular soul traits using 10th anniversary Ichigo as a EX skill. My Byakuya is 1-5, by the way, with full stamina and also damage to paralyzed enemies. And then my Candice is 5-5, but realistically her damage output doesn't matter all that much. It will contribute, but we're mainly relying on Byakuya here. And she's going with these 3 particular accessories with these 3 soul traits. Alright then, so jumping into it, let's see how this does go. So first up, let's use our SA1, then SA2. Normally that is enough to kill the first wave, but unfortunately our SA1 didn't get a status proc. But with Byakuya, in terms of GQ, it's relatively easy. You kind of just go in SA1, SA3, SA1, SA2 if you really want to. I guess we could swap them here, but I guess this is also a good spot for Candice to use her normal attacks. I feel like she's not even using them. There's someone still alive? Damn. This is a terrible first run, but I guess all our strong attacks are back. Right now, I guess I'll save my Soul Bomb for the EX waves just to see if we need them. But I don't think we are going to. I guess I can use my EX now, then SA2, then finish up with the SA1. 30 seconds remaining for our first attempt. That's kind of a bad score using Byakuya right now, even at 1 out of 5. But our main goal right now is just to clear, right? Then we'll go back and try and go for a faster time. Now for this stage 2 again, Byakuya with the Paralysis. Paralysis, Dominate, and also Freeze are pretty much some of the best stats ones right now in the game, just for being able to lock the enemy in place. More so Freeze and Paralysis, because Dominate can be a bit annoying, because the enemies start running around all over the place. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we were fast enough here in terms of trying to clear it. We probably did need those extra 10 seconds, and damn, I took a fat hit. So we're going to retry that once more, which hopefully should get us into the 4th extra wave. But again, for the most part, we are getting all the orb rewards here, even though we didn't clear all 4 extra waves. Alright, then attempt number 2. Let's see how this does go. So SA1, did I hit Esno? I do, lovely. SA2 does actually kill. I guess we're going to use our Soul Bomb and EX on the 3rd wave. That's something we can do just to get the faster score. There we go, SA1. Unfortunately, not quite able to get everyone there, but it does get us into the next wave. I'm going to save my SA3 for the next wave, because SA2 it should be really good. There we go. SA1. Looking at around 45 seconds. 40 seconds remaining more so. 38. Going to save my strong attacks if I can. Candice, I don't feel like is doing a lot of damage here, despite her being properly built. But then again, I am giving her the full normal attack damage build. So we have, like, at certain points, no boost active, which can definitely hurt our damage output. SA2 here is going to be the spot. So it looks like the enemy spawn on the right, then the bottom, and then the left. So if I can time my strong attacks, that'd be great. Let's back up. SA2. I think Candice is still at full stamina. The damage difference is crazy, and I'm not sure what is different compared to this run compared to last. Last maybe I didn't get my SP boost. That's probably what happens. We lost a lot of damage with the SP boost not being active, which is not active right now. But once Candice does unparalyze, there we go. We finish up with 11 seconds to spare, despite not going with the, full recharge build. So it seems like if our SP boost doesn't expire the second we re-inflict the status, and we are able to beat all 4 extra waves. So now we need to more so work on clearing the first 5 waves a little bit faster. All right, jumping into our third attempt. Here we go. So SA1, then use R2. Bit slow on that phase, but that's still good. SA1, then 3. Okay, here we go. Let's EX, grab everyone together. That way when we use our SA1, they get taken down pretty quick. And if Candice can then use our strong attacks, that'd be better. Oh, sorry, our normal attacks. We definitely don't want to use our strong attacks, right? This is the part that kind of slows me down. But we are pretty good on time with all our strong attacks coming back. And then finish up. 41 seconds is pretty decent. I mean, I would probably aim for a 45, but we'll take that for now. And then our next team, our next run more so, we'll try out Toshiro. So with Toshiro, because his damage output's not going to be nearly as high as Byakuya's, right? Frenzy 2 versus Frenzy 3. We are going to more so rely on the... What do you call it? The normal attack damage characters. Let's SA1 now. With the weakened opponents, it's pretty easy to keep in mind where they are spawning. So it's bottom, then left, and then top. So it's like a full... Never mind, they spawn at the bottom? Damn. We're looking good on time right now. We have lost our SP boost, but... damage is looking good. Candice has stayed at full stamina, which is better for us. And then we finish up with the strong attack 1. So again, Byakuya right now, of course, the main lead for this guild quest. When we do switch over to Toshiro for our next run, we are going to have to rely on our normal attack damage characters to get us through at least the extra levels, right? They're the ones where the normal attack damage are going to carry. They're the ones where the normal attack damage characters are going to carry. Alright, so we're going to use this particular team when it comes to using Toshiro. Now, keep in mind, my Toshiro, despite being out for a year now and being in 2 of the biggest banners of the year, his initial release, part 2 of the 9th anniversary, and also being part 2 of the 10th anniversary, I only have pulled a single copy, which was through the pity system. So essentially, I'm 50 summons deep without a single Toshiro. But regardless, my Toshiro's looking like this. Yours might look a lot better. You might have him max transcended. Even the focus slot is going to do a lot of wonders for a character like this, because any damage can help. Because the damage output isn't going to be as high as Byakuya's, I feel like it's better for us to focus on bringing 2 normal attack damage characters again, especially with the idea that we're trying to get through all 4 extra levels. So, Candice is pretty much the exact same. Nana has basically been built the exact same too. We're going with full attack on him. Again, maybe I would like to go recharge and also full stamina, because recharge and normal attack isn't a thing when it comes to soul traits. At least they are a rarity. So there are going to be times where we have no boost active. Maybe that will matter. I'm not too sure. And then with Toshiro, we aren't doing the best build for him, considering that he is only 1 out of 5. It would be more ideal I go full focus, but, I don't want to, switch over all the accessories and also links. For the most part, though, all characters here are full stamina and also damage to frozen. So let's see how this does go. Again, the main goal with this team right now is just the clear extra wave 1 and 2. If we can do that, then it's a W, right? Because that's the main thing we're going for. So, when it comes in, let's use our SA1. I've not used Toshiro in a minute, so I kind of forgot what attacks I need to use. So his SA2 is a vacuum attack. That's what we ideally want to use when starting a quest, or starting a wave. They're going into Robert, SA1. Normal attack damage characters, especially Nana Knight, is going to do a lot of carrying here. Nana Knight is also 2-5 as well. The run's not as smooth, but should be fine. SA2 does inflict the freeze. Let's just use our SA3. And you know what? We might as well use the EX now, because going into the extra wave, it will kind of group everyone together. Unfortunately, taking a hit. We'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. That low-key does kind of ruin the run a lot, though, to be fair. But, if we can still get the extra wave 1 and 2 out of the way, that'd be kind of cool. And then for Bazby, SA2. Again, SA2 is still really good for just grouping everything together, inflicting status on it. But right now, my biggest problem with Toshiro is that the enemies are all over the place and not looking too good. Both my Nat characters are taking damage. That was kind of horrible. That was kind of horrible. But let's see how it goes. We still have our Soul Bomb. That applies weaker defense, right? We might have to use it on the second boss. So this way it becomes a bit easy, because then there's only one enemy. And both Nat characters are actually doing a lot of damage here. Let's Soul Bomb now, because our main goal is just to clear extra wave 1 and 2. Again, this way it becomes really easy. To be fair, if we didn't take damage, we might actually beat extra wave 3 and 4. Again, albeit, Nana is probably carrying here, but that's fine. It's a team game mode, right? Some characters can carry more than others. That's why we have 3 characters using the team. So that was horrible, but we still got into extra wave 3. Let's try that once more. All right, here we go. So I'm going to start off using the SA2 to group everyone together. Back up, then 1. Fortunately, not all the enemies got stuck, but you know, it's kind of fine. This is the moment where every character starts to use their strong attacks, right? So go in SA2. Then we'll use our 3. Pretty good there. In this case, you know, I'm going to Soul Bomb now. Use the EX and Soul Bomb. Maybe this will help us a little bit. Yeah, that was really good there on that wave. Candice does get frozen from the EX, so that's still pretty good. I could use the 3. Let's actually use it. Okay, go out, SP boost back. Nice. Onto Bazby, SA2. Then 1. Now everyone's pretty much dead. We just have to focus on Bazby. Okay, 2 enemies are left alive. Kind of annoying. That slowed us down a little bit. But 25 seconds, 35 seconds in the extra wave should allow us to get relatively far. Hopefully the weakened defense did not play a big part in us clearing those extra waves, you know? But you can see big difference here on damage. Nana is doing a lot of damage here. Especially when Candice does actually boost. And we also get the Paralyze too, keep that in mind. That's SA1, completely missed unfortunately. Let's just spam our strong attacks. I don't think we can get into extra wave 4. I don't think we can clear extra wave 4. But it's real close. It's really close. Maybe if you got a 2-5 Toshiro would be a little bit bad, but or maybe 5-5 you'll definitely clear. But that's not too bad. At least we got into extra wave 4. We'll take it. Definitely improvements you can make with this team, mostly when it comes to just Toshiro's Transcendence, right? Maybe you want to go with the focus strat. And with Toshiro getting this far, that's probably going to be the same-ish area that we are going to go to when we decide to now use Rukia, right? Well, to be fair, I'm probably overestimating Rukia's performance in this GQ again. You're not supposed to use her. So even if we can get to extra wave 2, that'd be really good. So I don't really have, like, proper accessories to use her alongside Candice, because Candice is using the 5-star plus accessories. So you would likely want to throw on a Masanga onto Rukia, because it still benefits her. I guess we can still use the normal one, so it's not entirely too bad. So we're going to go with this particular build. Alright, so let's see how this does go. I mean, I'm not expecting to get as far, to be fair, as, you know, Toshiro did, but anyway, it will be decent. So in the case of Rukia, I think it's just best we spam all our strong attacks. My Rukia is 2-5, by the way. Going into Robert, let's use our SA2. Really good crowd control for the most part. Like, we just instantly grabbed them all together. That was actually pretty good. Let's use our SA3. The small enemies are a bit of a problem, but the SA2 has been actually dealing a lot of damage. Okay, decent. I think in this case, we're going to use our EX. Group them all together. That's SA2. Then 3. Bit slow on here, but there's way too many enemies, so our normal attack damage characters are all split in terms of who they're actually trying to attack here. See, when there's only one enemy, the enemies die super quick. That's SA3. SA1. Okay. Looking good there on Bazby. But again, these enemies are going to be the annoying ones. Super slow on the small enemies. That's like the most unfortunate part here. I kind of wanted to save the SA2. Did not need to use the SA3 there. But you know what? We have our Soul Bomb still. That might allow us to get into extra wave 2. So again, our normal attack damage characters are doing good here. No boost active on Candice yet though. So when she uses that, we do a bit more damage. Then Soul Bomb. SA2. We're doing some decent damage here. Can we clear? Potentially. Come on. No, do some damage. Not quite able to get into extra wave 2, but we will try that once more. Attempt number 2 and our final run for the day. Again, the first wave is always a bit lag spiky for me for some reason. Not sure why. But at least all the enemies are somewhat grouped together. Only one enemy left to go, nice. And the SA2 does come back in time. SA2. Again, I really love that strong attack 2 on Rukia. It's actually helpful in situations like this. Like, look how much damage you just did there. That's really good. SA3. We're doing some really good damage here. Okay. There we go. So in this case, I'm going to use my EX since I don't have an attack ready. Right, SA2, SP boost. SA3. SA1 pretty much takes down most of the enemies here. And then Nanana does inflict the paralysis. And then final boss. SA2 is ready. SA1. Let's make sure we hit the enemies in the back. There we go. Nanana should take Bazby relatively quick. 25 seconds to go, and we have our SA2 ready, so that's pretty much a guaranteed status proc on the first extra wave enemy here, which is Bazby. We also have extra time here, so we might even maybe do some decent damage into extra wave 3. I don't want to use the Soul Bomb yet. I kind of don't want to use the Soul Bomb. We probably should, but we're going to keep it going. SA1. Soul Bomb now. SA2. Damn, that's kind of crazy. That is super close into X-Ray 4. That is kind of crazy. So, then again, my, Candice is max transcended pretty much. Nanana is also 2 out of 5. He's also been worked on relatively well. Nanana could get higher, though. I'd safely say if you have a team similar to this power level, you can get into X-Ray 4 using Toshiro. Using Rukia, surprisingly, right? My Nanana, for example, could be a little bit better. For example, he only has level 20 link shots, and I've also not given him level 13 attack or focus. That also could be higher. In a way, same with Candice, I could give a level 13 focus, so we could get a little bit higher. But at least for the most part, most of our teams here today were able to get into Extra Wave 2. That's the main goal. So yeah, if you have Byakuya, definitely use him. He's going to be your main lead. If you have him 1 out of 5, more dupes the better. Pair him alongside Candice. You don't even have to do that, to be fair. You can also just use, Misaki to get that extra 20% damage while also getting the focus effect. Also, if you are using Byakuya, do definitely use Academy Shuhei. If you don't have them, then your next best thing to, of course, is rely on Toshiro, then Rukia. And if you are using those characters, rely on your normal attack damage characters. Nanana, for example, is going to be a really good character here, alongside, of course, Candice. With that said, though, let me know what character and teams you like to use. How far did you go? I'm curious to know. And I'll see you all next time. Take care, and peace.